Welcome back to Call for Help. Many employers now, in fact, many people in general, search on Google before they hire people, before I'll let my daughter date that son of... All of these things. This is what you do, isn't it? You Google somebody. If you're going to go out with somebody, what do you do first before the minute you get home? You Google them, don't you? Well, sometimes there are things you maybe don't want a prospective employer or boyfriend to see online. I only wish we'd done that for Mike before we hired him. So what do you do? Well, fortunately, Amber is not looking for a new job, I hope.
Or a date.
Well, that we don't know about. But she does have some online tips for the job seekers out there. I'll take your word for it. You're not looking for it.
All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is something called the Wayback Machine. And the reason that I want to show this to start out with is that you can never get away from your identity online.
Even if you've erased that site.
Even if you've erased a site and you think it's no longer there anymore, it's still there because archive.org, which is based in San Francisco, they archive all of the websites and all of the updates and everything online. So we're going to show that and show that you can never get away from your online identity. And Mr. Leo Laporte,
you're not going to use me as a guinea pig, are you?
You are going to be the guinea pig for this, I'm sorry to say. All right, so here we are at archive.org.
I was young, I needed the money.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. So what you do, you just type in a URL. So in the Wayback Machine, we're going to type in...
In this case, you can't do a Google, you can't search, you have to actually know the address.
You have to know the address of someone. So this is a little bit different, but the idea is basically that you can't really run away from your past.
They also haven't put everything online, although they have archived.
They have them archived. So here are many pages.
96?
1996 is when Leoville started online. So you can see all of the different updates to his site. And what we're going to show is your site. I think this was in 1998 possibly, or 1997.
Oh, yeah, 97.
Here we go. If we just zoom out a little bit,
Very
we can
primitive.
See. You're talking
Please
about.
Don't blame
you're
me for my
talking
bad
about
design.
Office 97.
It was brand new.
It was brand new. So the point in showing this is just to say, be very careful with what you put online because it may never ever go away.
Now, some of the images aren't there and so forth, but that's...
Yeah, some of the images aren't there, which is expected because it's really, really old and you probably don't have the images up anymore.
Right.
But again, the idea is just to be careful because
Thank God.
you can't get away. So the next thing we're going to talk about is more about job employers looking for you online and Googling you, which happens all the time and it's happening more and more. So what you want to do is be really careful about what you have online. And there's a new service which we've talked about before called Claim ID, which I really love. And the idea with Claim ID is that you can go online, you can find what sites or articles mention you, and you can claim them. You can say, these belong to me, and this is what I want people to see, and you have your own Claim ID page.
You can also disavow sites that have things that aren't you. For instance, there's a fake MySpace page that claims to be me. In my Claim ID, I say, this isn't mine.
This isn't yours. So if someone is pretending to be you, or if there's something that you don't condone, you can get a little bit of control of that. You can't totally get control, but you can try a little bit. So we're going to look at Claim ID and see how it works. So here we are at the Claim ID homepage, and it's completely free to sign up. And all you do is you go here, you sign up. I've already signed up for an account here, so I have all the list of the sites that I verify are mine. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at your website, and we'll see what you can...
I put that little bug up there, yeah.
So this is a little badge you see on the left-hand side that says My Claim ID. So what that is what people can put on their websites or blogs if they have an online space, or even just grab the link and put it in an email if you want to claim that those are the things that are true about you online. I do that also.
I sign all my emails with my Claim ID.
I know, I've seen that. So that's a good thing for people who don't have their own website.
Or a resume. Put it in the resume.
Or put it in the resume. So this is what it would look like when someone got that link either in an email or on your website to your Claim ID page. And this is also just a really neat online resume almost for people as well to put links of articles or information that's true about you or that's not true. So we'll see that you've claimed all of your websites. So you're saying these are your sites, Leoville, Twit Torrents, Life of Leo, all these sites. And then these are related sites like MacBreak, Call for Help.
Site is not my site, but it points.
Yeah, it's related. Your Wikipedia bio, you're saying, and then you say it's pretty accurate last time you checked, but not your official bio, just to make sure people understand that. And then you have your books here as well.
That's a long one.
Articles about you, and then this is the best part at the end. So it's stuff that's not about you. George Gaylord Simpson.
That's my dad's book. So
oh, okay.
My dad
I wasn't sure what that was.
My dad has the same name as me. So somebody might say, "Oh, Leo, you wrote a book about a famous geologist," and I'll say, "Well, no." My dad did. That's my dad.
That's your so your dad's book, and then there's a phony MySpace page. So this isn't yours. So
that's not me.
You're able to say to a potential employer that this is not me, so you don't need to go to that account. And you're really trying to reel in all the sites that mention you online and claim them. So it's a great service that's completely free to use. I've done the same as well. So we'll just take a look at My Claim ID, and you can add images, you can do other information, and you can really build it up. And again, it's a nice way to do an online resume as well because you can really put articles that are about you, which is kind of an interesting thing to do. So you don't need to
I
necessarily
need to
build
do
your
more
own
of that,
web page.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very, very simple to do. So what the article had talked about that I read and why I was thinking about this again is just because there are so many people who are Googling you online and may find stuff that you don't want them to find, and you don't necessarily know what to do about that, or someone has the same name as you, so it's nice to get control of that. The other thing the article mentioned is LinkedIn, which we've talked about before, which is a great site for people who are looking for jobs who want to put their entire resume online. So we'll just take a look at this. I've done a segment on this before, so we're not going to go into too much detail. But the idea is on LinkedIn is that you can create a website and you can really put your entire online resume on this site, and then you can also have your network of people and you can start networking online. And it's a pretty trusted place. I mean, most of the information that you would add there would be all true information about your background, your experience, as well as your education. So this is another way to put a resume online and maybe try to direct a potential employer straight to that resume.
Right.
And then again, using your email account or using a website if you have one, add your claim ID to that website.
Reminds me, I have to put my LinkedIn page on my claim ID.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you want to make sure that you back them all up. Right. And it sounds like a strange thing to do. You think, why is there all this effort? Well, you can run into really, bad situations if someone is Googling you and they find stuff that you don't want them to, think is actually you.
Right.
If you're looking for a job. So again, just try to take control of it and do your own thing on Claim ID. And remember that the Wayback Machine exists forever.
And stop blogging about your party exploits because it may come back to haunt you.
Yeah, you want to be pretty careful about what you put online.
Yeah, I have to teach my kids that because I think it's natural that you do this with a blog. It's like a journal. It's like your diary, and you kind of put stuff in there. And boy, you got to remember this stuff is not only can anybody see it, but as you point out, and I think people forget this, it lives forever.
Yeah, 20 years down the road, you may not want people seeing you down in Mexico with a pina colada.
Yeah.
It might not be so good.
Yeah. For more about your professional identity online, visit our website, callforhelptv.com.